Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. And on this episode, we're going to talk about Sony's State of Play. So Sony had a State of Play this past week, their latest State of Play. And we're going to talk about what they showed off there. It wasn't much of anything, I don't think, personally. There wasn't really anything super awesome out there, but there was some pretty cool looking games that they showed off. So I'm going to go through the list real quick, and then we'll just go off and see what everybody, what maybe people are excited about any of these games, or maybe something that people were mad about or people don't care about. So let's see here. So Capcom showed off a game called Exoprimal about shooting dinosaurs in mech suits, and I'm sure we'll talk about that. They had a new Ghostwire Tokyo trailer, which comes out soon on March 25th. They had a Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin demo. They had a trailer, and then they announced there's a new demo out for it. That demo is out on Xbox, PC, and PlayStation. On the PlayStation State of Play, of course, it says out now on PlayStation, but it's actually out on all wherever it's coming out to. So if you have an Xbox or a PC and don't have a PlayStation, you can go download that demo. They showed off another trailer for Forspoken, which again got pushed back to October. So they're still trying to make you remember that that game exists, and now that it got pushed. They showed off Gundam Evolution, which is a free-to-play FPS action on the PS5 and PS4. I know there's a Gundam game already on PlayStation, and I thought it was this one, so I think it's already out there, but maybe not. It's a free-to-play game. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the Cowabunga Collection. That was also showed off, which is really cool. It has a whole bunch of old Ninja Turtle games. And that one is coming to more than just the PlayStation. It's coming to pretty much everything, I think. So don't fret if you don't have a PlayStation. You can play it on other things. They also showed off Gigabash, which is basically King of Monsters, but it's called Gigabash. It's basically big monsters that are fighting each other in the city. If you remember King of Monsters back on the NES and stuff like that, it's basically that. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R. That's a mouthful, but they have a JoJo. I think it's a fighting game in the JoJo Bizarre Adventures based off the anime. They had a really cool samurai, black and white samurai game called Trek to Yomi. And it looked really cool. It was like kind of side-scrolly, kind of not, but it was all black and white, like the old Japanese samurai, movies and stuff like that. So looked very kind of Ghost of Tsushima, but probably more like side-scrolly based, kind of play. But it looked really cool. I'm not sure if that's coming out to everything or just PlayStation on that one. Returnal is getting an update, adding co-op and a tower mode, and I'm guessing the tower is probably just floors that you go through, to see how high you can get in the tower type thing. But they are adding co-op, which is really cool. The Dio Field Chronicle, that is a Square Enix tactical RPG, reminiscent of maybe like Final Fantasy Tactics or the new Triangle Strategy that just came out. It's that by Square Enix, and it's a new one of those kind of top-down tactical RPGs. So that looked really cool. I believe that one, I want to say that one was coming to Xbox as well, but I honestly can't remember for sure on that one. And then Valkyrie Elysium is also coming out. If you know the Valkyrie games, Valkyrie Profile and Valkyrie Profile 2 and some of the other Valkyrie games, this is the newest in that series, and it looks like an action RPG. That one is only coming to PlayStation from what I can tell and from what I've seen. So that's pretty much what they showed off there. We'll go around and see what everybody thinks, and maybe what's your favorite or more interesting thing that you saw or that they announced. And Shane, let's start with you, buddy. What did you think?
Well. First of all, for the Dino Crisis tease, it wasn't Dino Crisis. It was, I have no idea. It was like Anthem meets dog crap. I'm just so disappointed it wasn't Dino Crisis. I heard about dinosaurs. And then next thing I know, there's a mech suit. It's raining dinosaurs through
a girl that looks like
Butthole in
Regina.
space. Yeah, a girl that looks like Regina from Dino Crisis. You know, it was such a BS tease that I'm just sorely disappointed. That was my biggest pisser off out of probably any of these state of plays. My top announcement was Cowabunga Collection. Huge Turtle fan. I just love the Turtle games. They were hard as hell, but that's what made them awesome. You're getting, I want to say it's like 15 games that you're getting out of this. Some have been enhanced with HD graphics, you know, the typical, you know, just polish the turds. But also online co-op has been added to the first 4 games, I believe it was, and I think
something
some
like that.
more.
Not all of them have it. Some of them have just local, but
yeah,
the Turtles in Time and stuff like that has the online co-op.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, and I believe the Fighter as well was online co-op. So, I mean, I'm just super pumped for that. I mean, I love the Turtles. I've been dying to get the Ninja Turtle arcade, but my wife won't let me. So, it was a really crap state of play though. Overall, I've never really enjoyed any of them, to be honest. They never, I don't know. It just feels like they're half baked or half thrown together, and these developers are making stuff that I don't want, that gamers don't want. You know, the Dino Crisis tease for Bio Dog Crap, whatever that thing was called. You know, that was just watch the trailers. Go watch the trailer. And if this interests you at all, please let us know, because I just vomited when I saw it. So, but we'll get into more in a bit. Pat, anything on that list that Nick named off just make you go, woohoo?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't watch the state of play because from the early info that I got, and I'm like, this is not going to be that great. And I didn't miss a damn thing. So kind of was, all I know is that when I went back to go see what was in the recap of the state of play, all I saw was Dino Crisis. Oh, no, it's not Dino Crisis. So Sony faked everybody out. Sony and Capcom faked everybody out with the fake Dino Crisis trailer that turned out to be Exo Primal. So, you know, everybody was expecting Dino Crisis. They're like, yeah, Dino Crisis. Wait, what is this? They're dinos falling from the sky. What? Oh, it's Exo Primal. So I'm with Shane, though. I'm more interested in the Cowabunga Collection out of everything that was in there. The Returnal's Ascension was pretty cool, too. I'm interested in that to play a little co-op. Because I'm not a huge fan of Returnal, but maybe co-op will make it better. I know I have a tendency to like these games a little bit more when I can play with a friend or something like that. So yeah, you know, Exo Primal was really new. Nobody heard of that one was coming out. The Cowabunga Collection. I'm not a big battle game, so no JoJo's Bizarre Adventures. Like I said, the Returnal's a good one. The Diofield Chronicles look kind of cool. So that one I'm kind of interested in. Seems like Square Enix had a couple of those in the listing, right? They also, well, I guess they had a few if you count the trailer for the already that we know Strangers of Paradise game. But aren't they publishing Valkyrie Elysium as well, I think? Or not something they're doing with that one as well. So yeah. So they got a few things in there. Those seem like something that might tickle my fancy. I don't know. But the state of play overall was a little bit flat. Exo Primal was what they were banking on everybody likes, but everybody's harping on it that it's the worst pull the rug out from under us in a long time from the gaming industry. So, I mean, that's literally the first thing I saw when I was looking at trying to find a good recap of what was talked about. And everybody's like, what happened to Dino Crisis, you assholes? You know, give us the old, here's a piece of chocolate, except for it's a turd, you know? So that's what you get, right? That's what you get. Capcom, come on. Everybody's expecting Dino Crisis, and you're going to give us this Exo Primal game. That's what everybody wants. We want exosuits, killing dinosaurs. Yeah. Save mankind from the dinos that are falling from these giant portals from the sky. That's what we want. Said nobody. But so to me, it was pretty flat state of play, which it's hard to get excited because for the most part, Sony and all the people that are putting out anything that I'm really interested in have announced it a long time ago, and I know it's already coming out. So the state of plays are just kind of, they almost need to go into the indie games since we don't know about those until really close to their release date. State of plays just need to be reserved for a lot of indie titles, or maybe like last minute showcase of this game that's coming out. But even then, I don't care about stuff that's just about to come out. I would care more about the indie stuff that I don't even know is coming out. But that's
announce stuff that people want.
Yeah, I mean, Exo Primal was a brand new announcement, but nobody wants it and nobody cares. I mean, I can't say nobody. It's not for me. So that's Sony's state of play seems a little depressing. But I mean, we are just coming off of February and March, which are very heavy hitting video game months with a lot of games in it. So I may be getting a little burnt on some games right now, you know? We'll see. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, I would agree that the state of play was pretty flat. I mean, they could have just put out some trailers and say, hey, this is upcoming games, you know, and that would have been just fine. Instead of having this whole thing where people check in and they're like, oh my gosh, what's here? And then it's like, oh, Exo Primal. Well, you could have just left that in the vault, Capcom. Man, the Exo Primal one pissed me off so much because first when it started, you got dinosaurs, you got the girl that looks like Regina. I'm like, please don't base this off of Dino Crisis 3. The first thing I'm thinking is this is Dino Crisis, but don't base it off of Dino Crisis 3. We don't want futuristic dinos. And then they go into this Exo Primal thing, and I'm like, who the hell wants to play this? Like, nobody. We have a game like this. It's called Second Extinction. This already exists. That game's been in early access forever. No one plays it. So no one's going to play this one either. All right. It's like, sorry, but we don't. Capcom, come on. What are you thinking here? People want Dino Crisis. They've been wanting it for years. And you're like, yeah, that's the biggest, the biggest sucker punch there could possibly be from a company is just to whack you in the face with a big dino testicle across the chin. Here you go.
They're pretty much like waving a piece of chocolate in your face. Close your eyes and take this, and they swap it out with a piece of broccoli. Here you go. You got to eat healthy.
Bunch of assholes is what they are. Other than that,
Snickers, got an X-Lax.
Right. Other than that, I mean, for me too, the Cowabunga edition was probably the thing I was most excited for. Was it Diofield or Diofield? Chronicles looks really good, and Valkyrie Elysium looks pretty good. And then, like I said before, of course, the other ones, Ghostwire Tokyo and Stranger Paradise, we already knew about. And the same thing with Forspoken, we already know those exist. The other one, though, is the Trek to Yuma or Yomi or whatever it is. That one looked really good. And that one I didn't know anything about. I didn't know anything about Exo Primal either. And I want to continue not to know anything about it. But the Trek to Yuma one, excuse me, that one looks like it might be pretty cool. It kind of looks like an indie game in a way, but and like I said, it kind of definitely influenced by Ghost of Tsushima, but it looks like it might be a pretty cool game. So hopefully that turns out to be a really good samurai game. But yeah, overall, this state of play was pretty not worth the time to watch. But we are going to look forward to some some decent looking games. Exo Primal's not one of them, but the other ones look pretty decent. So overall, it would have been just better for them just to throw out some trailers, or maybe just for the companies like Square Enix and Capcom to throw trailers out, than just to throw it all into this state of play. And I agree, Patrick. I think more of the indie games, games not coming from big studios would be better. I don't know if Sony does, and I don't think they do. Xbox does their ID at Xbox showcase, and I think they are having a showcase come up so soon. And that one's all about indies. And I don't know if Sony does something similar to that. I don't think they do. I think they just have the state of plays, but it would be nice to see Sony do something similar, because Xbox does both. They have their they do sometimes do a kind of a video reel of their mainline games, and then they do the ID at Xbox, which is all indie games from indie developers. So it would be cool to see Sony do something similar to that, but oh well, what can you do? Do you guys have anything else you want to add to the state of play?
No,
Yeah.
pretty flat.
Where's my Dino Crisis? Get me out of that mech crap. And yes, to that Trek to Yomi or whatever how that's pronounced. I was checking that out. That looks really interesting. So I'm excited to see more on that.
Well, Shane, Capcom said, "Shut up! You got your Dino Crisis. It's called Exo Primal. So shut up and take it."
That's not Dino Crisis, Capcom.
You got dinosaurs and a girl that looks like Regina. What else do you need? Come on.
Right.
Yeah, it's not survival horror,
Dino
but
Crisis.
cooperative wave shooter or horde mode, basically. That's what you
get to
wanted.
just kill all the dinos you want.
Yeah, that's really what you wanted. You
I
didn't want a
wonder if
survival
they're
horror with
just
dinosaurs. You
gun
just
shy.
wanted to kill a lot of dinos. And now they're giving it to you.
Yes. I wonder if they're gun shy because Dino Crisis 3 was actually dinos in space. Do you remember that turd?
It happens to everybody.
OG
Jason went there
Xbox?
too,
That's true. Everybody does go to space.
Everybody goes to space eventually. I mean, they could bring Dino Crisis
Leprechaun
back,
went to space.
right? Yeah. I mean, look what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3, right? The remakes. They could definitely do, I would like for them to do like a Dino Crisis 4, but if they're going to do it, I'd love to give the remake treatment to like Dino Crisis 1 and 2 or something like that. That would be awesome. Not necessarily 3, but 1 and 2 for sure. That'd be really cool to see them do like that instead of whatever the hell they're making. So anyway, you can tell
3 can stay in space.
yeah. And so can Exo Primal. They can go up there and meet them in space. So as you can tell, we're not too happy about Exo Primal, Capcom. But I guess that's it for us. So let us know down in the comments below. What do you think of the state of play? What do you think of Exo Primal? Are you super excited for it? And if you are, tell us why, please. I'd like to know why you're excited for that one. I mean, I'm sure there will be some people that are excited, so I don't put that against those people. And did you see anything in the state of play that you are excited for? Was there one game that you're really looking forward to? Maybe the Cowabunga or the Trek to Yuma or whatever. But let us know down in the comments below. Other than that, thanks everybody for watching. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notifications, and also make sure to like the video. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
See ya.